Hello everyone and welcome. It's Shanna Makes It and I'm part of the creative crew for Cat Scrappiness. So today we're just going to be working with this Kissing Booth craft die set. And it's got all of the elements that you can build yourself a little kissing booth, including a booth backer, a sign, a banner, some hearts, a little coin sign, and a rectangle square that you can cut your window, and 4 little hearts that we'll die cut out. Now here I've just brought in my die cutting pieces and I've got them all laid out here so you can kind of take a look at them, and I've kind of got them set with the die piece that they go with, just to kind of give you an idea. Now I've just used some brown latte cardstock that I have die cut the actual kissing booth out of, and I've got some hot pink that I've die cut my kisses with my little hearts out for my sign, and I'm going to grab my reverse ombre rainbow tweezers because you need those to hold these small pieces when you're gluing them up. And I'm just going to put some glue around my little kisses sign and get it laid down on my little blue backer piece. Now this, you can actually keep the cutouts of the kisses and the hearts if you take them out real carefully. I'll just usually use a piece of pink pixie tape and pull them out, and then you could use those reverse pieces for another use if you'd like. So now I'm going to bring in my little banner, and I cut 2 of them out because I wanted to have 2 different colors on this banner. And so what I'm going to do is just trim off the string, I guess, that the banner would be hanging on, and just follow the line of my banner and make a good smooth cut, and then I'm just going to layer it on top of the blue so that I can have a blue pink banner. And that is one way you can do the banners. You could leave it plain or you could do it this way, and then I'll show you another way as we move along through our projects. So I'm just going to get this laid down on here. And this die set is a lot of fun. I mean, you can just think of so many things to do with it. It is just so much fun and very easy to work with. It's got a lot of detail on it too. That craft booth, I mean, you can just see the wood grain on that die. Well, you can see it on the piece of paper really well too, and it's just gorgeous. So I'm just going to put some glue, and you don't need a lot. You want to kind of keep it clean. And I'm going to lay my little kisses sign on the top of my kissing booth and just get it organized on there nice and straight. And I think that looks good. Super cute. And now I'm just going to grab that banner and figure out how I want it to lay on there. And I'm thinking I'm going to just lay it on the top. I've got some little hearts. Those 4 little heart pieces that the die is cut out, I'm going to add some of those to my banner, just add some additional interest to it. And I'm just laying the hot pink on the blue so that we kind of have our colors coordinated there. And I'm using my poker and stick tool to straighten up my hearts so that they're on there right. And then I'm going to use my ombre tweezers again, and I'm going to get this glued up and get it laid down on my kissing booth. Now I could see this kissing booth being a multitude of colors. I did the brown here because I thought it would look like a wood grain, and in my other projects I'll bring in some additional colors as well. But I think you could change this out seasonally for just about anything. You know, you could have just lots of different booths. You could have a kissing booth, you can have a lemonade stand, you could have a pumpkin stand, you could have an ice cream stand, you could have a market stand like jams and fruit or anything like that. Just lots of opportunities to use this set, not just at Valentine's Day. And there's our little 25-cent sign that I've used blue, and I put a white backer on it. And I'm just going to get it laid down on my post, because I think if I had a little booth, I would stick a little sign up there on my post where everybody could see how much my kisses were going to cost. And then this piece, I used that rectangular die, and I die cut out some of my Better Together paper. I really like this. It's a real soft pattern. It's kind of a dusty blue, or maybe even has a little turquoise or color to it. Now what I'm doing here is I'm bringing in some more of that latte cardstock, and I've got it sized at 5.5 by 6, and I am going to score it at 1 1/4 and 1 1/4 on the 5.5 inch side, and then I'm going to score it at 2 and then at 4 on the 6 inch side. And that's the measurements for this box that I'm going to create. And then I'm just going to just fold in all of my score lines and get them all folded in. And I'll bring in my Cat Scrappiness Teflon bone folder, and I'll just score all of the edges. Everything that I scored, I'm just going to give it a good press and get a good fold out of it. And then I'll be ready to build my box. Now what I'm going to do there is just cut it on those edges, because I'm going to have two sides that fold in and the bottom will flip up, is how I'm going to do it. And it's just a real simple, easy box. You know, there are other ways you can do it. You can miter it if you feel like you need some more space, but I'm not going to. And there you can see I've just got a real nice size box that my kissing craft booth die is going to fit right on. And I'm trying to decide how I'm going to close it, but I'm going to use some, this is a tape glue runner, and I'm just going to lay some of that down there and make a quick fold with this. And then just line it up and make a nice, neat little box. And then you'll just repeat on the other side. This one's a little bit trickier. If you want, you can put the tape glue runner on both sides before you fold it up, and that'll make it easier to manage. I didn't think of that at the time, but I know that'd be easier. And then look, I've designed the measurements so that the box fits very nicely inside there. And I'm going to make just a little kissing booth box so that I can put some little treats in there. And I think this is so cute and so fun. If you had a lot of time and you had you know, one of your kiddos in school and they needed to take some treats in for Valentine's Day, this could be a lot of fun. I'm actually just going to set this on my desk and put my little treats inside of it. So I'm just going to get this glued up, and I just put the glue on the areas that I knew, you know, wasn't going to show. And then I'm going to take my backer and I'm going to add it to the back of my box and just get it lined up nice and neat. And there we go. Now I've decided that I think it would have a little bit more stability if I just add a top piece. So I'm just going to take a piece and I'm going to lay it on there. You'll see. And I made this, I think this is 3 by 2.5 is what I made it. And I'm just scoring at the 1/2 inch mark on there, and I'm just going to fold it over. And then I can bend it up and use my bone folder. And then I'm just going to put some tape on both sides of those folded areas. And this, I'm just using the double-sided tape here. I thought it might stick a little better than the glue runner. And we'll just pull these. I'm taking my bone folder and making sure they're pressed down on there really well, so when I pick the backing off, it's not going to come off. The tape's not going to come off with it. And then I'll just take the edges and just attach them to my front and my back. And this will kind of make it a little closed-in booth. And I've got a place that I can put some little treats. Now, I didn't think I was going to use the pattern paper on this, and then I decided that I was going to go ahead. So I'm just going to put some adhesive on there and then just slide it inside to the back of my booth. I'm showing you that it came from the Better Together pack, and the collars that are on there. And some of them are just really soft. I really like them. Very pretty. And then some of them are a little bit bolder, a little bit more whimsical. So I'm just adding the glue, and I'm going to gently put this inside there and just lay it down on the back of my kissing booth. And I just think it's so fun and so cute. I think kids would really like this. I think it could be a sweet little box that you could put treats in and give to your kids or grandkids. Now, I made my husband run out to the store and get some Hershey Kisses so I could put them in there, and this is what he came back with. So I'm just going to put them in there, and I think it looks really cute. I can't quit playing with it. It's just too much fun. And I'm just going to get that out of the way, and I'm going to bring in some additional elements and pull together a card. And I'm going to do a little more, just a card, kind of like what the craft die was designed for. And I'm just bringing in some pink paper, and I'm going to get it laid down on my card base. Trying to get it laid down on there straight. There we go. And then I've die cut out a piece of the paper from Better Together, and this is just the cutest little pink gingham pattern paper. It's got these little hearts on the back. Isn't that cute? I love this paper pack. And this is, you know, a 6x6 premium cardstock. It's not like a thin pattern paper. It is actually a cardstock paper, and it is really nice. So now I've got my other elements. You can see I took and made a little pink kissing booth, and I'm just taking the top window out, and I'm going to use it to cover the bottom so that you don't see my little pink gingham paper through the slats in my kissing booth. You'll just see the pink. So that actually, that die cut out piece that you have left actually will fit in there nicely, and I think that finishes it off nice. And I thought rather than have the pink gingham show through my window, I'd bring in another color of that paper pack, and then I'll just have the gingham be surrounding my craft booth, kissing booth. And we've got our kisses in a dark pink, and then we've laid white on top of it, and I think this looks really pretty. And you can see I've got my banner there. This is my little Quokka Love stamp and die set piece. I, off camera, took and stamped out my little Quokka holding the heart, and I colored him in and die cut him out. And now I'm going to take my scissors and just cut that heart and the little arm to where I can slide that over my booth. I want him kind of hanging over that booth with my little heart. I just think that looks so cute. I need to cut it a little bit more so that it'll fit just like I want it to. I suppose I could probably cut the whole bottom half of him off, but I chose not to do that. And I'm just going to tuck him in there and have his little heart hanging over the edge of that. And I just think it looks super sweet. And so I'm just going to throw some glue on the bottom half of my Quokka and his little ears, because they're going to hang behind the actual sign there. And I'm just going to glue him down and get him in position. And I think that looks super cute. Now I'm going to add the glue that I need. I'm just going to try and be real careful so I don't make a mess out of it. And we'll get this laid down on our card base. I'm going to put the piece of paper that's the backdrop behind the craft die behind him. And isn't that cute? I just think it looks so cute. I love the colors. I love the softness of that paper. Now, on this, I took two banners and I just offset them because I thought that would look cute, and that's another way you can use your banner. And I'm going to get some glue on here and get this laid down, and we'll have a two-tone banner laying on our craft. Our kissing booth craft die. And I hung that banner a little bit lower than I did on the last one. And I've got my little 25-cent sign, and it's two-tone. We got the hot pink and then the white, and we're just going to hook it on our kissing booth. And we'll get this laid down on our card base, and this will bring our card together pretty quickly. I'm using some foam tape to get it popped up. I thought that since I've got different layers, I thought it would be good to use some foam tape just to kind of secure it and firm it up real well. And I think I've got plenty on there, so we should be in good shape. So again, I'm just using my bone folder to press that down. I just like to give it a good press so that it's stuck nicely to the card elements. And then I can just pull the backer strips off and get this laid down on my card. And that foam tape is sticky. It's sticking to my fingers. Isn't that darling? I just think this is such a darling little set. I love it. Okay, so let's do one more. And this is just kind of taken a little bit further. I talked about the fact that you could use the Kissing Booth craft die for a lot of other things. And I'm bringing in this panel that I have used the scallop stitch rectangle die from Scrappiness. I love this die. And I used the biggest one, and I just die cut this paper out. And that's Better Together paper. And I'm just going to add some foam tape to it, and we'll get it popped up as well. And I think I'm just going to use 3 strips on this one, and we'll press them down and get the backers pulled off. And then we'll get this panel laid down. And I like this panel laying on the white and just having a little tiny bit of white showing around there. That doesn't bother me at all, because I think it really, that color with the white is just very complimentary. Now I've got all my little element pieces here, and I'm doing something a little bit different. This isn't a Valentine's card that I'm doing here. I'm doing like a flower booth. And I've taken 3 and die cut out 3 of my Kissing Booth fronts, just so I have some dimension and more of a solid piece if you want to layer it up, so I wouldn't have to pop this up if I didn't want to. And I'd have a good solid die cut piece because I've taken 3 layers and just layered it up. And it's really pretty easy to layer up. Lines up very nice, and you can get it glued down pretty quickly. And then I'm going to get it laid down. Now, on this one, I've used some pattern paper for the backer, is what I have used. And I'm going to bring it in. And I thought this pattern was really cute, and I like the fact that it kind of had that turquoisey color in it. And I thought it would look really nice with the first panel layer that I have. And I'm just taking that piece that was die cut out and using it to cover up so that you won't see my plaid through the Kissing Booth holes. And I'm just going to get some glue on there and lay this on here. And I start to glue that down, and then I think, wait a minute, I'm going to add a quokka in here, and I'm going to need a way that I'm going to need to slip him in there. So I am decided that I'm going to wipe that glue off that's right there in the area where I would slide my quokka in, and I'm just going to bring in some small foam pieces and just pop it up. And I'm just doing that because I know that I want to put my quokka in there. And so I'm laying my foam tape low on the bottom part so they'll have room to nestle him in there. And I went ahead and did it that way since I already put the glue on there, and I know that I want to stick my quokka in there. I'm just going to get these backer pieces torn off. And what I'm doing here is I'm going to make like a flower booth, and I'm going to change up my quokka to be holding flowers instead of a heart. I'm using the same stamp and die set that I used for the last one where he's holding the heart, and I'm going to change it up and just show you some versatility with that as well. So there's my little booth, and I've got my little banner, and on here I did the purple, white, and I took some of the little leaves and the flowers and cut off and actually hung them on my banner on the white pieces. So that's what you're looking at there are some little leaves. And then I took this Pour Yourself a Latte stamp and die set, and I took the stamps that had the greenery that are, you know, they're meant to adorn your coffee cup in that set. But I thought I could use these floral elements on this booth here and make it more of a flower booth or a flower stand. So that's what I'm doing. I've got a little leafy flower bed there, and I'm laying my 25-cent sign over it. And I'm just cutting these apart and laying them on there however I want, just to kind of adorn my booth and turn it into a flower booth rather than a kissing booth. And I'm just kind of poking and sticking different pieces in where I wanted them and getting it laid down. And there's my little 25-cent sign. It popped off, so I want to put it back down. And I've got some more flowers and greenery, and I'm going to put it down toward the bottom of my booth just to kind of embellish it and drive home the theme that this is a, you know, a flower booth. Just trying to play around with it. But like I said, I could see you die cutting out pumpkins and putting pumpkins around it. You could, you know, little lemonade stand, just any kind of little fruit side stand that you might see on the side of the road. I think it could be really cute. I think, you know, you could use it for all seasons. You could make a little hot chocolate stand for the winter time. So there's just lots of uses. I just encourage you to think outside the box and get creative and let your imagination run wild. So I'm going to lay this banner down, and I'm going to snip off those little edges. It was a little long and I thought it looked funny, and so I just snipped them off, and I'm going to get this laid down on my card base. Now this is where I'm going to have to get my quokka. I'm thinking about my quokka and how I'm going to get him in there. And I'm going to go ahead and lay it down because I feel like I've got enough of a space in there that I can just kind of snuggle my quokka down in there. So I'm getting it lined up on my card base and pressing it down a little bit. And there's my quokka. I guess on this one I did cut off his body. And this is the same quokka. He's holding a heart. And I have just cut his hand away from that heart and positioned some flowers in there so that instead of holding a heart, he's holding some flowers. And I think it's super cute. I just think it's, you know, there's a lot of versatility to all of these sets. So here are my 3 projects. They were a blast. I hope you like them. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.